Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now December 9th of 2020, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney, Lucasfilm, Bob Iger, Bob Chapek, you name it, and exactly what this new Star Wars universe is going to look like in comparison to what I call the Kathleen Kennedy timeline of Star Wars. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Disney Star Wars is that, yes, we do know that they are on the road to success here. We all witnessed what happened with The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 6, and now fans are really preparing for Episodes 7 and 8, also known simply as Chapters 15 and 16, that's going to wrap up the season before we move on to the 3rd and 4th. The thing about all of this is that we have a lot of creators on board. We've got George, John, and Dave, and other ones coming on board over at Lucasfilm to handle Star Wars further. And one exciting aspect of George Lucas has all to do with the new Star Wars movies. After all, it's one thing to focus on television, but to me, the heart of Star Wars is theatrical releases, the actual movies, seeing these amazing features in an actual movie theater, seeing it with other people, be it strangers, friends, or family. It's the way to go ahead and see Star Wars, at least for the movies, right? So obviously they are still working on 2 Star Wars trilogies, which may very well seem to be the extreme for a lot of fans out there, but they really want to keep the movies intact. And we do know that there was a hiatus for Star Wars films because of Kathleen Kennedy making the call to give a break on Star Wars movies because she felt that too many were being released year after year, which I don't believe so. I think it was just that they were not really catering to what the Star Wars fans wanted to see. So on top of all of this, what's really intriguing is that with the Skywalker saga now over, Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new Star Wars universe and trilogy of movies. Further, it's explained, however, that creator George Lucas is making a drastic change to Lucasfilm behind the scenes. It's said that Lucas is set to act as a co-writer on the new Star Wars trilogy of movies for the Star Wars universe. Though as of right now, 2 trilogies are in the works, it's unclear as to which trilogy George will serve as co-writer for the new Star Wars movies to be released in the near future. Now, on top of this, it's explained that Lucas is set to bring in many aspects of Star Wars Legends into the new Star Wars trilogy movies in order to make them feel authentic to the Star Wars fandom around the entire world. It's explained that also Lucas will be in charge of hiring who will act as other directors and/or writers for these new Star Wars movies, and that Lucasfilm is planning to make these new movies far darker than ever before, even more so than the prequel trilogy era of Star Wars, in order to cater more to the hardcore Star Wars fans and to a more adult audience. Now, I'm not quite sure how these 2 trilogies are really going to perform. Obviously, it's all based on how they're going to handle everything. Nonetheless, George being a co-writer for one of these new trilogies is fantastic. We've talked about this lightly before in the past, and how it could very well steer things in the right direction. The sequel trilogy, I think obviously had a lot of problems because of 3 different reasons. Number 1, they were trying to really kind of get different directors on and off all the time. Number 2, Kathleen Kennedy. And of course, number 3, Rian Johnson really derailing it midway through. Those are the top 3 reasons as to why it got derailed so easily, so fast. So, looking at the new trilogy films, I think that the advantage that they do have is that they're not relying on the Skywalkers per se, and that they are focusing on completely new characters, just starting fresh. I think that's a good move. Obviously, we've talked about all of these new characters coming on board for at least one of the new trilogies, such as the Sith King of Exegol and the Sith Princess, the Prince, the Queen. These really cool concepts that are being thrown in to these new Star Wars films. Now, apart from this, what's really important that a lot of fans need to know is that Kathleen Kennedy is going to have no say in how these movies will be done, because she is only and strictly working on the Leslie show. That's it. So these movies are out of her control, and it's all going to be done by George Lucas or other creators coming on board serving as directors and or writers. We've seen what they did with Season 2 of The Mandalorian. I mean, we can already see that Disney has the capability to do amazing things. And technically speaking, it was never really Disney per se, it was really all Kathleen Kennedy. Now yes, I do know that Bob Iger let Kathleen Kennedy take control and do whatever she wanted to do a couple of years ago, so Bob Iger is somewhat to blame for that. But now there is proof that Disney does have the capability to do amazing things with Star Wars. I mean, look at what they're doing with Marvel, of all things, with Spider-Man 3. I don't know if you guys heard about this big news that Alfred Molina is coming back as Doc Ock in the third Spider-Man. He has been cast. They're obviously doing a multiverse type of thing within Spider-Man. So, anyways, I digress, guys. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.